Another chilly morning. Yep, that's how we're going to start Thursday. Welcome to it. I'm Rita Garcia.
And I'm Samica Knight. Meteorologist Elita Loresca is already talking about it. Well, I was going to say during a commercial break, but yes, before
Yes.
the show started.
A big push of Arctic air on the way. Temperatures are noticeably warmer this morning. About 20 degrees warmer. Nothing like the chill that we saw yesterday at this time. Out the door this morning, instead of temperatures starting off in the 20s and 30s, we're starting off in the 40s. As much as a 20-degree boost in the Lake Conroe area with those winds coming in at the Gulf of Mexico. But with the increasing winds from the Gulf, we're also dealing with some fog this morning. So I gave you a little inside scoop yesterday that we were seeing this in the computer models. So you can see that we've got some early warning of that fog that may slow you down, especially for those of you that live west of I-45 that may be headed inbound toward downtown. Improvements in the visibility there, but if you're headed outbound toward Austin this morning or down the Southwest Freeway toward Fort Bend County and Wharton, that's where you're going to encounter a rapid reduction in visibility. So please be careful out there. Make sure you've got the low beams on. Look at the 24-hour temperature change. We've got that moisture rolling back out ahead of the front. So we should have enough moisture in place that as that front draws clear, it is going to help develop some showers and maybe even a couple claps of thunder. So here's a look at temperatures currently in the low to mid 40s. We've got some 50s to start you off. Looking ahead at future track, today we've got about a 20% chance of rain. That rain arrives overnight into tomorrow morning, perhaps while many of you are sleeping. By midnight, it's approaching the Brazos Valley between 2 to 3 a.m. It's moving toward the Houston area and off the coastline by 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So most of us, again, should stay dry for today, and that's going to allow a nice boost in temperatures this afternoon, looking for highs in the low to mid 70s. But I know it's all about the Arctic air and when that arrives. That Arctic air comes with a cold front on Sunday, potentially having impacts with some frozen precipitation, and I've got all those details for you coming up in a few minutes.
I just know it. We shall see. Okay, athletes from diverse backgrounds are ready to race. The 52nd running of the Chevron Houston Marathon is just 3 days away.
Welcome back. It is 4:57 now. A new body cam video shows Illinois police officers jump into action after a family crashed their car into a frigid pond last week. Take a look.
Maybe warming up for today, but we've got an Arctic air mass on the move. Right now, that cold air is locked up over Canada and Alaska. It's headed in our direction. I'll have the timeline straight ahead.
To warn you about as we welcome to Thursday, friends. I'm Rita Garcia.
And I'm Samica Knight. Let's check in with meteorologist Elita Loresca to time out this Arctic blast.
Yes, before we get to the Arctic blast, though, we are going to see a warm up. So a warm up before the cold, and don't worry, we've got plenty of time to prepare. That Arctic air won't be spilling into our neck of the woods until this weekend and then early next week. So for your Thursday, we're starting a high today of 75 degrees. More details on that Arctic front coming up.
Stay cold. Good morning again on this Thursday morning. I'm Samica Knight.
I'm Rita Garcia. Let's get right to it with our meteorologist, Elita Loresca.
Two different fronts that we're tracking over the next few days. The first one is going to be some warm rain. Meanwhile, the Arctic front, I still have to talk about that Arctic cold front, so I'll come back with that with my full forecast, ladies.
Okay, we'll see you soon, Elita. Thank you. Breaking from overnight, there's been an arrest after a Metro Rail murder. The suspect found a church in the Heights. Courtney, thank you. In other news here, the U.S. Marshal's Office is looking for a wanted man on Houston's west. Welcome everybody to the 6 a.m. hour. It's great to see you. I'm Rita Garcia.
And I'm Samica Knight. Happy Thursday, everybody. Alita, I got out of my car and I had this big, huge coat on with a scarf and all this, and then I realized, oh, it's not that cold.
Yeah, you're going to notice that as well. Leave the big poofy coats.
Well, also breaking overnight, the manhunt for a murder suspect has come to an end after he was found at a church.
We're learning that the suspect was wanted for a murder on a Metro Rail train in downtown Houston over the weekend.
Well, more breaking news to tell you about from overnight. A body was found in downtown Houston near the courthouse. And we don't have... It is 6:03 now, and a mother believes a body found in a submerged car in Channelview may be her daughter.
Let's talk politics now, because the gloves, they came off during the Republican presidential debate in Iowa. Two candidates, we can tell you, faced off: Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Let's
get a preview of how Harris County's Guaranteed Income Pilot Program will work. That application window open.
Talking Texan C.J. Stroud says he was blown away the first time he worked out with Nico Collins. Houston's rookie quarterback knew immediately that his receiver was special. The Houston Rockets, they fell 0-2 on their current 6-game road trip after their overtime loss to Chicago.
Out of the loop, and this morning, in fact, it includes Briar Forest, Missouri City, and Deer Park. But
now to your next 3 stops, we're going to Briar Forest, that area where a $100,000 jewelry heist was caught on camera.
Elita this morning, and you know what? I'm so busy looking, to the Arctic blast that I'm forgetting about, tomorrow we're going to really cool down.
Big cool down. I mean, temperatures today are going to be in the mid-70s, and then we take a nosedive for the weekend. But a bigger nosedive early next week. You mentioned it. We're talking about an Arctic blast, and because there is going to be some high impact weather associated with this Arctic cold front, we're talking the potential for some freezing rain along with pipe busting cold temperatures. We're talking a hard freeze, 24 degrees or below for several hours. We have issued an ABC 13 weather alert day for Monday and Tuesday, and this is the first time we've issued an alert for winter weather. We're not anticipating, flooding or any sort of severe thunderstorms, but this is going to bring about some changes in how you do your routine overnight Monday and into Tuesday. So be prepared. That Arctic cold front now, we're starting to build confidence that it's going to move in sometime Sunday morning until Sunday night. So there is going to be the potential for some cold, chilly rain during the marathon. We're talking about freezing rain potentially on MLK Day. Most likely that won't occur until late in the afternoon into the evening hours, and then that transition from the cold rain to freezing rain looking better overnight on Monday into Tuesday. I'll show you future track, but also the potential, as I mentioned, for those hard freezes overnight Monday and into Tuesday. First, let's talk about what's on tap for the Chevron Houston Marathon, because those temperature readings will be somewhere into the low 40s, but you incorporate the breeze coming in from the north, and those feels like temperatures will be sitting somewhere into the 30s by 11 a.m. Temperatures right around 46 degrees, and there'll be a slight chance for some chilly rain to move through the area. This is what the satellite could potentially look like Sunday morning. We'll have to monitor 13 alert radar to see if there's any moisture, any raindrops associated with some of those thicker clouds. It's the evening hours where that rain looks to be a little bit more promising north and west of town. The freeze line remains over the hill country, but that freeze line slowly starts to shift southward, especially as we get into the overnight hours Monday and into Tuesday morning. It does look like the freeze line could make its way into the Houston area between 2 to 5 a.m. rather. So this is going to be an early morning event as temperatures tumble into the teens and even in the lower 20s from I-10 northward. I-10 southward, there's still going to be some very chilly air, but the precipitation that falls may just be a cold rain. Again, we're going to have to watch it very closely. So once the front moves through, when we could see those hard freeze warnings going into effect across the state. I mean, it's only going to be 11 degrees in Waco, and with a breeze coming in from the north, we could be dealing with wind chill values into the teens for most of the morning on Tuesday. So some of the coldest air we've seen so far this season. We are definitely not strangers to this, but the last time that we saw temperatures take this much of a nosedive was back in 2022. A couple days before Christmas, when temperature readings on December 23rd bottomed out at 15 degrees. So it's been a while. 57 degrees right now. Nothing chilly about our weather this morning. In fact, it is warm, it is humid out there, and with the added humidity, we've got some fog, widespread low clouds west of the Houston area. But we do have dense fog advisories that do include Harris County, Montgomery, up toward Huntsville, all the way down through the inland coastal communities until 9 o'clock this morning. Otherwise, look for periods of sunshine, but partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperature readings in the 40s and 50s for now, but we're warming up. My goodness, yeah, temperature readings will be somewhere into the mid-70s. A beautiful spring day ahead. Unfortunately, it will be short-lived as that next storm system delivers some colder weather overnight tonight into tomorrow, and it does look like we've got a slight risk for an isolated severe thunderstorm. There could be some damaging winds embedded with these thunderstorms. It's not going to happen during the daytime hours. Most of the activity, if not all of the activity, happens overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. We start watching a broken line forming over the Brazos Valley around midnight, and it starts to weaken. See how it breaks up? Some of our latest models now show it weakening as it pushes offshore and off to the east by 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I don't think it's going to bring anything too significant. A couple of those claps of thunder could wake you up early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, prepare for a cold and breezy afternoon. Those Friday afternoon temperature readings will be somewhere into the upper 40s to low 50s, and then you factor in that breeze, and you're going to want to make sure you've got that heavy coat. Won't need the heavy coat for today, but you're going to need it over the next several days. Again, a weather alert day Monday and Tuesday, but we still have hard freeze potential on Wednesday as those temperatures will start off in the low 20s, highs in the low 40s.
That Arctic front. I feel like things are a little deceiving, Elita, because you mentioned things are going to warm up today, but this is ahead of 2 weather alert days.
Yes, we've got weather alert days for Monday and Tuesday, and that is for the potential for some freezing rain and then pipe busting cold temperatures. It's all associated with a very chilly Arctic blast. We're going to be talking about this in this weathercast. In fact, here's nothing widespread, and also in some of those flyovers. So here's the look at the leading edge of that Arctic air. By Monday, those highs will be somewhere into the mid-30s, low to mid-20s up in and around the Dallas, Fort Worth area, and then it is going to be a cold one Tuesday morning. Definitely want to bundle up and do all the necessary measures with your pets and your plants as well with the pipes. Mostly cloudy conditions this morning. It is a warm start to the morning. We've got 2 cold fronts. That first cold front is going to be arriving overnight tonight into tomorrow, so it's going to remain very warm, very humid to start off the morning and leading into the afternoon. We do have some fog out there that could slow you down. That dense fog advisory lasting at least until 9 o'clock this morning. And as I mentioned, temperature readings by this afternoon should be somewhere into the mid-70s. We'll take a final look at your 10-day coming up in just a few minutes.
Alita, thank you. Big day for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
We will learn the concert lineup tonight. ABC 13 Senior Digital. All right, it is 6:55 now, and Good Morning America is coming up at 7 right here on ABC 13. And ABC's Michael Strahan joining us this morning from New York. Good morning to you.
On GMA, I hope you all having a great morning so far, and good morning to my mama. See you in a few minutes.
Hey, Mama. And Mike, I want to say real quick, I consider you my brother. You have my prayers. Isabella has my prayers, and God is good,
God is good, Samica.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Myself, and my family, my daughter, we all appreciate it. Thank you.
Indeed. We're all praying for you guys here. We will see you at 7.
Oh, it's definitely on the list of things to do today, right?
For sure. For sure. We'll talk more about that, in fact, on our 7 a.m. stream coming up right now.
Had been speculated about, but to see...